Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are going to be continuing the narration and character voice acting for the I Portatori de VELLUTI story. Right then, part 5, not yet the final part, there will be one more part after this one, and considering that we are approaching the end of this event as well, I will be recording the final part probably right around after a day after this video goes live, so you guys will not be waiting for too long for the final part, considering I decided to split the finale into 2 parts, of course otherwise it would have been just quite a lot to record. Today's part especially has quite a lot of very strong and very, well, not too hard to voice scenes, but pretty strong to voice scenes, so it would have murdered my vocal cords otherwise if I would have recorded everything in one go. But yeah, anyhow, we will proceed with part 5, but as always, to anybody who bumps into the voiceover through this very episode, you can find the full playlist for this and all the other stories connected to I Portatori in the description of the video. And yes, that includes also the Il Siracusano story, which is the prequel story for this one. So hit all of those up and enjoy, and thank you very much. And yeah, also thank you guys very much for 2 main things, of course, as always, to just, you know, leaving comments and likes and stuff like that, but also I've seen a couple of people saying that they are really enjoying the Lappy voice that I'm doing, that it's pretty good apparently. Thank you, that means quite a lot. You guys have no idea how much, because number one, it's a very fun character to voice, considering how all over the place she is, of course. But yeah, it's a very fun character to voice and a very fun voice to do on top of it. So just hearing from you guys back that you are, you know, enjoying that specific voice as well is very humbling in a sense. So yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, thank you very much for all the stuff in general. But yeah, we are gonna do the quick little recap here as always now at the beginning. For those of you who wanna skip it, timestamps are as always down below in the comment section, and yeah, let's begin, shall we? So, last time we started with a cutscene that rounds up all the events leading up to Leon's accident, but this time from Lappland's POV. Starting with her and Zaro in the desert, where they find a taxi and head to Nuova Volsinii. Sometime after that, in the city, Lappland spots an old friend, Capone, doing some good old shady mafia stuff. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the city, Demetri is meeting Alberto Saluzzo. It seems that all of the efforts of Famiglia Bellone through Demetri to enter the city have been rejected, so he is now making a deal with Alberto in which they will be partners and he will be legally able to enter the city and operate in it. In the meantime, all of our other elements that were present at the crash are coming slowly to position, while Lappland is overseeing the whole thing from above. The crash happens, and it is Lappland who calls in the accident to the police, and with it, potentially is also saving Leon's life. We then hop a bit ahead with Leon in the hospital and in a coma. Lavinia and Texas are also present discussing matters, and they get interrupted by a phone call. Lappland is on the line and she calls Texas out and invites her for a ride. The ride goes to the docks and the burning truck with the big wolf float on it, and Lappland tells her that the crash was purely an accident. Meanwhile, in the port, Ludmila spots Summer and pulls him to the side. The two of them spot Irene and Alberto being questioned by the police, and Irene is taken in for questioning in front of a court. Lappland and Texas come to the court as well to sit in on the hearing. Irene is being questioned on why one of her trucks was there, with a float of all things, and she gets protected by not just Alberto, who speaks up in her defense, but also Antonio. With this, both mafia groups have placed her and the truckers union into their depths essentially. The reason why both families were so confident in standing up for her happened in the background. Summer responded to a proposition from the 2 familias and came to the docks. There, 2 mafia members, each one from a different familia, escorted him to a container, and he was never seen again. The only thing left of him being the lighter that Irene gave him, and Ludmila found on a mafia goon there. After the court hearing, Texas returns to Lavinia together with Lappland to deliver court documents, and Lavinia starts putting 2 and 2 together and is now starting to put some pressure on the 2 familia. Alberto Saluzzo complies with the formalities, while Antonio is seen showing his true thoughts and colors to Venezia Sr. and is basically threatening him. While all of that is going on, Ludmila is meeting with Irene in the docks, and Irene is making the decision to mobilize the truckers union and everyone who works for them on contract to protect the city and Lavinia from what's about to happen. And that is pretty much the quick roundup of the previous part, so let's head in. So then, today's part we are going to be covering the cutscene on stage PVST3 and the stage number 9. So for the finale, I presume we are only left with battle stage number 10, which is the boss stage, and of course, probably a cutscene right after. There's always a epilogue cutscene. But yeah, that will be for next time. For now, let's head into ST3, titled Carnevale Charter. That's it. You people just don't know how to party. November 9th, 12:05 p.m.
Pizza delivery from One More Slice. Pumpkin pepper, cheese, fries and sausage, supreme, devil's pepper, and classic mozzarella. Enough, can't work on an empty stomach. This one's yours, Signor Emperor. Or, should I call you consultant instead?
Not bad. Soft and chewy crust, nice meaty flavor. You got a card for this pizzeria?
I made it myself at the dock worker's kitchen. I can write down the recipe for you if you want. No need to be shy, it's the least we can do. If not for your help, we couldn't possibly have fixed all the damaged floats before the parade tonight.
I'm just thinking, how authentic Siracusan pizza might go over with the Arknights. Maybe Exia could add it to the menu at the ends of the earth.
What about that Signore who's singing while working? Should I call him over?
Hey, Big Mouth, over here! This'll shut you up. I don't know what's worse, the way you break into song anytime, anywhere, that obnoxious singing voice of yours, or the song itself. I mean, what's that crap? You belled it out while clapping together your building blocks in the jungle.
Can't find the energy to work without song. Unlike you, who's just sitting there giving advice, I'm the one who has to put in the work and sweat.
You got a reason to do that? I don't. It was your float that got its ass burned off, wasn't it?
It was bad enough that it didn't look cool at all. How could they put me so close to that wolf? Well, at least the other floats have their arms and legs stuck back in place. The only one left is the wolf that's just a pile of ash now. If you ask me, it makes more sense to spend the time making the other floats look cooler than rebuilding one float. There are so many floats, who would miss one wolf?
Fair enough.
No, you can't do that. There are many legends of beasts in Siracusa, but the wolf is special. City Hall had already announced the number of floats and what they're based on. People would get anxious if one is missing. You know, hey, Fatso, stop stuffing that pie in my mouth. Pineapple? On pizza? Now that is what I call radical. All Siracusan cops have to learn to make pizza. Oh no, my papa has a pizzeria in another city, and I used to help out there. We're pretty well known. When I was little, I dreamed about having branches all over Siracusa, even our own dedicated headquarters plate. Maybe you've heard of our ad? Nami Pizza, one more slice, even when you're full.
Nope.
We never had the money to start the second one. Business was good, and no one dares not to pay for the food, but paying our protection fee takes up most of our profit. I came when I heard that the Nuova Volsinii Police Academy was recruiting. Maybe I'll be able to protect the shop once I become a cop. I know what you want to say. It sounds naive, doesn't it? Being a cop is much harder, and then there's all the trouble that's popped up these last couple of days.
Think of this another way. Becoming a cop means you can change your slogan. Noemi Pizza. If it isn't good, You can lock me up.
Oh. You remind me of my Zumama. The young always have such simple goals and such strong motivation. This is all your fault, Fatso. I didn't even have time to tell Zumama I was coming here.
And many parties were bringing us together, Big Mouth. Besides, we got serious business to talk about after the party.
Anyway, I really appreciate it. We were at our wits' end when you guys offered to help. As for your compensation, I'll put in an application with City Hall as soon as the Carnevale is over.
We got our compensation already. Emperor puts another pizza slice in his mouth.
We'll see this through to the end. This is good pizza after all.
High Priest puts another pizza in his mouth. Gotta admit, it gives me a warm and fuzzy feeling to see that both burn to ashes.
So you...
But it don't compare to the anger I feel when a good party gets ruined. Oh, cruel fate. All the other stalls are busy preparing to make a killing tonight. We're the only ones who have been given a death sentence. I don't care, you're eating all the losses. That's not fair. I did what I did with good intentions. I was trying to minimize the losses when the rain hit the other day.
By getting the beer cart instead of the food drying in the courtyard out in the open?
Mistakes happen.
The beer cart is fully enclosed and equipped with a functioning thermostat. Who cares if it gets a little rain on it? But you had to push it back. And now you cost me that spot that took me so much effort to get. No stall, no food. This ain't a carnival, it's my funeral. I should have stuck to movies. Yes, I had to deal with the mafiosi who all fancy themselves filmmakers, but at least I got to make a living. I shouldn't have listened to your tall tales and come here.
You again?
You're still here? Did you fall asleep on the spot after that ice cream? Father? Father! I really should take a photo of you right now.
So, what's stopping you? I'll pay if it looks good.
Huh?
You said photo, right?
Yeah.
Today is the biggest day of Nuova Volsinii. Everyone will show up fully dressed. Masks, costumes, and massive mysterious floats. Definitely something I would want to take a few photos of, for the memories. But I can't stop for something like that, not when the parade keeps rolling. Wouldn't it be great if there was a professional photographer who would do it in my stead? Besides, it's better business than competing with everyone else, selling beer and ice cream. And to tell you the truth, your ice cream isn't that competitive. Not sweet enough.
You heard the father. What are you still standing around for?
What's happening now?
Go and get the camera, and don't forget to buy a few more rolls of film. Thank you. Can't have two furs in one tail. Looks like this guy and I just don't match.
Problems always float to the surface, and there are always ways to deal with them.
I don't think there's a church in this town. Where did you come from, father?
Montelup.
The capital. Did you come all this way for Carnevale?
An old friend asked me to see what it's all about.
It's been a long time since Siracusa has had something this big after all. Like Lithanian's Empress's celebration, which takes place every year and involves the entire country, and it just gets bigger every year.
Yes, it's been a long time since Siracusa has had something this big. I hope it doesn't rain. It would make it so much harder to keep the peace. What are you doing, Signora Venezia?
You're not using this cloth anymore, right? Picked it out of the discard pile. Just right for wiping my blade.
I could get a piece of softer cotton cloth for you.
No need for that.
There will be festivities on every street tonight. There's no need for you to stay at Taylor de Montano. I promised Vargo to solve your problem. You found Lucino and accompanied me to the Villa Venezia to bring him back. You've already helped so much. Thank you. There's no need to thank me, Umberto. You saved Lucino yourself by convincing Venezia Senior to not pursue the matter any further. Is he still shutting himself in that room? I haven't seen him. Don't tell me he's run away again. If he runs away, just let him. So much has happened over the past couple of days, and he's still young. He needs time to process things. Perhaps I've been too strict. Maybe he's just struggling with how to view you, his own grandfather, an old tailor, and once the terror of Siracusan dons. Well, that's not important. What's important is how he views himself after he stood at death's door and learned about all these things in the past. And he needs to figure it out. I don't have that much time left. Well, Signore Venezia, I bid you adieu. You already know, don't you? What? The culprit who hurt your daughter. And why would you say that? Did you forget I was once a killer too, Signora Venezia? Your weapon is sharp. It needs no honing, and you are not in the habit of doing so. When a killer starts polishing their blade, they're either planning to put it away forever, or planning to put it in someone. Fair point. More conjecture than proof at this point, but at least I have something, and that's why I said you don't have to thank me. You came to Nuova Volsinii and stayed here at the Montano to learn about the truth. Who planned the assassination and hurt Signorina Lisa. This was your agreement with Vargo, but if you have learned the answer, there is no reason to continue it. Besides, I don't have any trouble left to deal with. The game is not over yet. The Fangs are still in the city. I've crossed blades with them. They may be young, but they fight well. If I can find them, they can find you. You're old and frail, Umberto. There can only be one end. It's an end that already looms large. There's nothing you can do. Tonight at last, I wish to be alone and have a moment of quiet to myself. November 9th, 4 p.m. Alright, we'll be going... hey, new face! Where's the old dispatcher? Shift change half an hour ago. He's probably in rehearsal right now. Huh? Did you know? He used to be a saxist at the Teatro de Milano. They recruited him for the parade. I see. He's keeping you in the dark so he can show off tomorrow when his face is in the newspapers. Stronzo! So, you're on duty tonight? Yup, I'm the new guy. On the bright side, the harbor's gonna be rather quiet because of all the festivities. I'll turn the radio up and feel the festival spirit from here. I would go now if I were you, if you want to get a good place in the procession. Alright, be seeing you. You almost let it slip. How about you do it then? Hey, I don't got the acting experience. You're the one who's an extra in the mayor's promotional video. It ain't the same thing. I was just being myself in the promo, and we could always do another take. Screw up just now and all of Antonio's plans would have been blown. This is an important night for you, for me, and for all of Venezia. Once the city is firmly under our control, Antonio will be as good as his word. He'll support you in, what's the wording? Restoring the glory of Sicilia? I just hope I don't end up like Carla. What about our musicista? Playing his saxophone in L, in that container over there. We'll deal with the body once the dust settles. You got the dispatch station then. Don't worry. Every vehicle that goes in and out of the port has to go through the special checks. Venezia Trucking's trucks have been added to the list. The Nomadic City's positioning system has been turned off, with the exception of a single encrypted channel. Other than the Familia's landships, no vehicle will approach the city tonight. The rest of the boys are outside. Once the landship approaches the city and starts docking, everybody in Nuova Volsinii port who ain't part of this is gonna disappear. What about Antonio? You think the boss needs us to worry about him? A few hours left. Enjoy the nights, Nuova Volsinii. Enjoy the true Carnevale.
A bit trite for an opening speech, don't you think?
Uh-huh. The voice came from above. The White Wolf looks down at them from atop a crane, amusement on her face, surprise and shock on theirs. She frowns, like a listener who can no longer tolerate the performance. Who are you? Have you been here all this time? Do her in, Gambino! Gotcha. I thought you said it was trite, but you're clapping.
You just gave me the first twist, didn't you? You know, I was kind of hoping you would try to... How did he put it? Do me in.
I want to do, but I ain't about to do something doomed to fail.
Fair enough. Where's your little friend?
Capone? Helping Venezia Jr. with some other stuff.
Sicilian's been busy, huh?
But I want Lappland. We've not enough for you. I can't, Venezia Jr. has put everything the Familia has built over the past year into this. At this point, even if you want to sabotage it, there's not much I can do to help.
You still think you know me, Gambino? Why would I make things hard for an old, friend? Just do the job that your boss told you to. What he's trying to do doesn't conflict with what I'm trying to do. Maybe I'm even trying to help him. It's Carnival after all. The night when all the wonderful dreams we have about the city come true. That's why you didn't even need to kill this guy on the ground. Oops. You really shouldn't be so eager to prove that you're a villain. No wonder Capone's racking up citizen points so much faster than you.
What else do you want me to do?
I dropped something at the Villa Venezia. Bring it to me.
What is it?
A gift box.
You mean the one that the little tailor was...
Uh-huh. And get me a bunch of ribbons, balloons, spotlights, that kind of stuff. Hurry!
The Long Carnival, Part 5. Alrighty then, so first and foremost, our dear beast aristocrats are helping to repair the floats that were damaged. I mean, they're pretty much repairing the same thing that is based on their their appearance. That's kind of funny. But also, of course, it's gonna be the weirdo. Of course, well, there's another weirdo. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, of course it's gonna be the mecha weirdo who's gonna be into pineapple pizza. Of course. Look, nothing against anybody. If you enjoy that type of pizza, if you enjoy any fruit on pizza and that kind of stuff, enjoy, eat. I will not judge you. I will not say anything against that. That's your thing. My shtick? Nah. That is a big no-no. For me, give me a nice sauce. Give me some nice cheese on top of it. Give me some meat. I'm not really too picky about that. Some spicy salami is nice. And I don't know, mushrooms as well. I'll take that. Fruit? Nah. I'll eat fruit. I enjoy eating fruit. but I like to eat it, you know, nicely freshly cut and not cooked. But yeah, anyway, that's that part. And also, Ingrid is on a warpath, it seems, while Umberto keeps he just keeps slowly like pulling that flag up. His death flag is like very close to like reaching the top of the pole at this point, I would say. The guy just keeps talking, and I'm just like, don't do it, Kim, don't prove me right. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that. And at the end, Campino and Capone are just like chef's kiss for like side characters when it comes to this goofy mafia nonsense. They're both sinister. They definitely have a sinister streak, but when it comes to knowing their position and just immediately reacting on the spot, just chef's kiss. That little moment of him being told by the other guy, go and murder Lappland, and he's like, okay, whatever you say. Murders him instead immediately on the spot. What a guy. He knows he cannot do anything. I love those two. They are sinister, they are criminals, but at the end of the day, they are written to be not just sinister characters, but at the same time, they're also written to be comic relief characters in a sense, and I like that. Fits them very well. Anyhow, we move on to stage number 9, titled The Wolf and the Pack. And it says the wolf and the pack are one. Let's see about that. Once upon a time, there was a strange pink nightmare that roamed the Wild West. Its hide was black charcoal, its hair charred clouds, its horns twisted briar. Many were deceived by its beautiful mask, mesmerized by its sweet scent, falling into deep dreams, becoming its nourishment. The nightmare targeted Lupo children, once luring thousands of children away from a city in a single night. But the wise Siracusans came up with a way to fight the terrible pink nightmare. The nightmare was afraid of wolves. When you saw it, you would simply cry, "Wolf!" 3 times, and the nightmare would disappear without a trace.
That is quite enough. I can't listen to any more of this. No need to get excited, Dolly. The musician isn't wrong. That's what Siracusan legends say about sheep. If you're not happy about it, you could always jump on top of his head from your sheep float. After all, no one will be surprised about anything that happens tonight, no matter how out of this world it is. Look, I just like getting chased by wolves. Playing hide and seek with them was one of the few hobbies I had during my time in Siracusa. How could they twist the story like that? Blasphemy, I say, blasphemy!
There ain't a word I'd pick for it.
Stop throwing cold water on our fun! How do these Siracusans see you, Emperor?
Tell him about the black-robed singer, big mouth.
Well, once upon a time, there was a mafia don who loved music and banned it in his city, until a penguin singer dressed in a black robe arrived many years later. When he started singing at the town square, the citizens, having no concept of music, found it too noisy and tried to catch the singer and hand him over to the don. But the singer was too quick and slippery, even for the most athletic young man. He continued to sing as more and more people joined the chase, which eventually turned into a great dance that engulfed the entire city. The singer sang for 3 days and 3 nights until the furious Don had enough and came to catch him personally, but the Don was caught in the revelry as soon as he walked out of the door and was never seen again. Why does Emperor get to sound like a brave, clever hero when he's not half as wise as I am?
It ain't about wisdom, it's about Graf Penguin's attitude towards music. Freedom and struggle. You never did listen to the albums I signed for you, did you?
Let's go. We're getting in the way.
The musicians play excitedly, and the acrobat juggles excitedly along. The musician plays even harder. The acrobat shows off his skills. Achille? Where's my Achille? Did you just realize you had been walking with a stranger for half an hour, Signora? Oh, I recognize your voice. You're that judge from Terni. I'm so sorry. The Leica famiglia made me lie in court. The passerby taps his mask. All water under the bridge, Signora. Remember the rules of Carnevale? Look around, the sea of smiles around you. Fool and king, queen and priest, all are the same in their masks. Forget the scores of the past and let us toast to the future of Nuova Volsinii. The crowd passes by 3 aristocrats of beasts, as Dolly's clones meander through the sea of people. All can see them, no one shows any surprise. In this ocean of revelry, not a single sea spray feels out of place. A dozen massive floats form an orderly row, carrying the visages of wolf, sheep, penguin, cat, dog, legendary beasts that have come together in this city to lead the procession. These streets are brimming, nay, overflowing with plays and improvised performances. Musicians and acrobats seem locked in a competition to outdo one another, forcing food cart owners to raise their voices even higher to peddle beer, pizza, and ice cream.
This is even more exciting than an active volcano. Better than the old Carnevale. Even Fatso didn't enjoy that kind of party.
Please don't dirty the word party by using it to on a mafia masked murder fest. 1-3 don't bear 2 fruits. These Siracusans are just like those wolves. Thousands of years ago, we left the wolves out of our parties because those dumbass pups didn't know nothing about fighting and killing. So they came up with their own game. Lucky, these Siracusans are smarter, and they decided there's things worth celebrating besides than killing and fighting for territory. As for the wolves, then don't know how to change.
They sense the same thing as we do. They know something is not right. We are kindred after all. There are certain things that we need to talk about. I've met the ones that are less stupid, but they won't listen to anyone until their stupid game is done.
Well, they got a saying in Yan, and it means basically, when in Londinium, do as the Londinians do. Now, if this is a party, these Siracusans better not let me down. November 9th, 9:25 p.m. Wind brushes against Dimitri's cheeks. The windows of the ward were closed when he left yesterday, and Lavinia had instructed the nurse to keep a close eye on the temperature in this autumn season, but he sees only an empty bed when he looks up. It's been a while, Dimitri. I'm sorry, Signor Bellone. This man insisted on coming in. I tried calling City Hall and the courts to reach Judge Lavinia, but I couldn't get through. It's okay. You can leave. When did you wake up? The bright lights illuminate the skies and shine upon the hospital ward. The noise of the crowd can be clearly heard even through the window. Leontuzzo stands next to the window, gazing down at the city in reverie. He has changed out of his patient clothes, and there is no hint that he was in a coma not so long ago. A few hours ago. You know, I thought we were meeting up at a restaurant, not a hospital. Good, you still remember what you were doing before the accident. Looks like it didn't damage your brain. You sure didn't lose any time to get dressed as soon as you woke up. Don't tell me you plan on attending the festivities. Surely the nurses have told you that you need to lie down and get some rest. You're still wrapped in bandages underneath those clothes, aren't you? Just a little lightheaded. Got some pills for it, and I feel much better now. Hundreds of thousands of citizens will be on the streets tonight, celebrating the 1-year anniversary of Nuova Volsinii. The original plan calls for the parade to start from the expansion plate, travel through 23 streets across 9 plates, where it will be joined by various festivities. At midnight, they will arrive at Court Square, where I will address the crowd and welcome a new day together with them. City Hall has contingency plans. Your inauguration can surely wait until you're in a better shape. Do you really think that, Demetri? Leontuzzo turns around. Lavinia has yet to announce the cancellation of the speech. I don't think it's because she forgot to. I have a rough idea of what's been going on these past few days. The car accident at the port district, then the fire at Nuova Volsinii port. What will the citizens think if the mayor misses tonight's scheduled event? If Carnevale concludes without a hitch, then the worst thing that comes out of my absence is that I'll lose a few approval points. But if there is something hidden under the bright lights outside the window, I need to be at the scene. Let's reschedule our dinner to another day. Today. The Carnevale has begun. The whole city is busy. Didn't you hear the doctor? Neither City Hall nor the courts are answering phone calls. I'm afraid they have their hands full right now. I brought some people with me. We can escort you to the scene. You don't have a choice, Leon. If you know what's been happening the past few days, then you have at least an inkling of what's going on between me and Saluzzo. But you didn't bring it up. I have some things I have to tell you. Today is the chance. Leontuzzo gazes at his old friend. The threat in Demetri's words are thinly veiled. After a brief moment of silence, Leontuzzo extends his hand. I'll be counting on you then, Demetri. Just like old times. How are you feeling, Grandma? You're lost, my child. I am looking for the last true wolf. I have wasted too much time. Easy, my child. It's not your fault. Grandma has taught you how to tell the scent of a true wolf's pelt. But the last true wolf is clever. He's a weaver of pelts, hiding his scent perfectly. He is a... Taylor. Grandma guides me. I will find the true wolf. Wait for me, Grandma. De Montano. Oh, Huey. What is it, Ludmilla? Red Hood. That one again? Where? The alley up ahead. I could recognize her from a mile away. Man, we were just taking a minute to change the tires, and you run into her again? You want to go after her? Let's get back on the truck. Irene's waiting for us. I left Summer at the accident scene the last time in order to go after her, which just seem to lead to all this crazy shit. You know what's funny? I keep running into bad luck just like I keep running into her. It's like a curse I couldn't shake. It's a brutal pack of wolves that we're facing today. I've seen what they're capable of. That's why I need to be with you guys, this time. Well, nothing for you to be ashamed of. The bastard taunted you when you tried to take revenge and killed your mentor. You're way calmer than I would be if I was in your shoes. You know what? Once we get all this crap out of the way tonight, we'll come with you to find her, beat her up, and tie her up behind our trucks so that she gets to know what dust tastes like. Nobody messes with our ragazza's fortunata. Huh. Well, let's get going.
Damn it, boss. This place was hard to find. Our guys are in position, but are you sure you don't want to be on scene at a time like this?
Come, look.
Court Square. Man, this house is so close to Court Square. I took so many turns on my way here that I thought I ended up in another district. Hell, I could see the posters on the courthouse windows.
Well concealed, but offers a perfect view of the square and the surrounding streets.
I will be giving orders in real time from right here, until the dust settles. How'd you get your hand on such prime real estate in such a short time?
It has been under my name for a long time. I bought it soon after I came to Nuova Volsinii. I came here, from time to time, when I wanted some time off.
To stare at the courthouse and city hall?
How are things with the old man?
No problems. The estate's crowded, and they got enough whiskey, cigars, and classic records to keep him busy all night.
The port?
Gambino got everything set up. Our land ship is the only thing that's coming to the city tonight. It's almost time, come to think of it. All our vehicles are being deployed around the Nuova Volsinii port. The goods will be delivered to every associate of the famiglia once the land ship has docked. Then it's up to us.
Where is the parade procession?
The new art district, where all the theaters and entertainment establishments are. There's lots of performances on the streets, and activities for visitors to interact with the floats.
At least an hour until it gets here. We have a small number of select familia associates nearby, equipped with the weapons that we had smuggled in. The square is undermanned, with most of Nuova Volsinii's police keeping order along the parade route, suppress the courthouse, and other administrative buildings quickly and efficiently. With the port and the courthouse in our hands, and the supplies from the land ship, Familia Venezia will become the de facto rulers of Nuova Volsinii. It's time for Nuova Volsinii to wake up from reverie.
I just thought of something. City Hall's plan calls for the parade to be welcomed at the square by Leontuzzo's inaugural speech, where he is gonna talk about stuff like the new order and Siracusa's future and whatever. You're gonna say something too, when they're welcomed by fully armed associates of Famiglia Venezia?
There is no need, Capone. If you need to think about something, think about whether you still remember how to use a weapon after all the time you spent working at a vehicle company.
Oh, good.
I know your history, Capone. The Sicilians started the first city-state war in the history of Siracusa. You looted through the city, pointed your weapons at all who would resist or speak up, and harvested the tails of the vanquished with sickles. That was Siracusa's first Carnevale, even though the name came later. This is your chance to prove that the history of Siracusa began with you, Sicilian.
Well, that sort of talk is better for Gambino. He is the one who could never stop talking about Sicilians. Lungmen, Volsinii, Nuova Volsinii, we've gone from one place to another over the years. The Sicilians fell on hard times after Signora Sicilia abandoned her famiglia. Which is why I've never forgotten how to pull a trigger. Good, good. Do it.
Happy Carnevale, Signore. Have a balloon.
Thanks. Hey, wait a minute. Is the parade here already? I thought I would hear from the folks at the earlier stops. Ugh! You're...
Slower on the uptake than I thought. What did you think was gonna happen? This ain't Signor Mayor's promotional video, where we go to the ground as soon as a cop tags us. They've been on the job for, what, 1 year? There is no famiglia in Nuova Volsinii. Did you think they would have the skill or the guts to put their head on the line when all they do is issue traffic tickets?
Left side of the square is clear. Right side, same here. The road that connects the courthouse and the administrative building is secure. No survivors. Got a few paper pushers as they were coming out. Damn, one got away and went back to the courthouse.
Alright, no complaining. It's time. Do it.
What time is it, Texas? 11. Here's your whiskey with ice. Thanks. You've been looking at these route maps over and over again, Lavinia. Take a break. The area around the square has been cleared of all non-relevant personnel. Traffic control is in effect from the new art district to the courthouse. All that's left is to wait for the procession. What's your decision? You're not concerned that it would cause a panic if it's the last Texas who makes the midnight speech, rather than the active mayor, as originally planned? No, I'm not. Every float tonight is themed after a legendary beast, however mysterious or cruel, and many citizens have put on masks to play the wolf pack. Beast or man, they will walk together tonight in Nuova Volsinii. I can think of nothing more appropriate for the Carnevale than having the last Texas give a speech to the citizens about a better future. And I can think of no one else who could take Leontuzzo's place as guest of honor. Alright, let me see the draft again. I'm sorry, Texas, but I need to prepare for all possible contingencies. You've looked on edge since you came back from the truckers' camp. I've done what I could in the time that I had, but the threat hasn't been eliminated. Tonight... Judge Lavinia! What's the matter? Is that blood on your clothes? A large group suddenly showed up at the square. They took out the police. Who were they? I couldn't tell. They were all dressed up in costumes and wearing carnival masks. But they looked like they're ready to charge into the courthouse. Get your wounds treated. I'll check it out. No, Judge Lavinia. They're all over the square. If you go out now... If that's the case, hiding here won't do any good. I'm with you. Good. Stay here, Lavinia. I'll deal with what's going on outside. Irene? It's all wise, guys. They want this building and the Supreme Justice. You. I'm here to protect you. Protect me? How? What the...
Lavinia rushes to the window. The pack of beasts that had laid dormant in the darkness begins their hunt. Elaborately dressed masked figures emerge from the alleys and approach the courthouse in orderly formation, quickly making their way through the police lines. And no further. A truck appears out of nowhere,
coming to a screeching stop in their path. The police barricade that it sent flying makes a dull sound as it hits the ground. Then a second, and a third, as truck after truck barge into the square. Demonstrating surprising coordination, they form a tight line between the oncoming crowd and the courthouse, stopping it in its tracks like a dam stops the tide.
They won't get near the courthouse for a while.
I feel like I've seen this before.
Perhaps you've seen City Hall's promotional video for Signore Bellone. Insurgent mafiosi block off the courthouse with trucks, creating an area in the city where the police cannot reach, allowing them to exact wanton violence. That was the inspiration. I wouldn't have thought of it if it wasn't part of the shoot.
Irene closes the window.
Time is short, Lavinia. There is much that we need to resolve.
November 9th, 11:10 p.m. What is this?
A list of people who have been coercing drivers to smuggle contraband into the city, compiled from the truckers' testimonies. It is the same people behind the accident that night, the fire at Nuova Volsinii port, and the insurrection on the square that's happening right now. The Mafia.
I see. You should have told me about the things that happened to the truckers' union. I went to the camp yesterday but didn't find you.
Too late for that now, Your Honor. The important thing right now is to put these people on trial.
Trial?
They want to take over the courthouse and eliminate their greatest threat before Carnevale is done. First Signore Leontuzzo, then you, Judge Lavinia. They are no longer citizens of Nuova Volsinii. They have violated everything that the new Urban Management Act stands for. The evidence is right before you. The drivers are the witnesses. Signorina Texas here belongs neither to the government, the famiglia, nor the truckers' union. She is eminently qualified to be the jury. And you are the Supreme Justice of Nuova Volsinii. The conditions have been met for emergency judicial procedures. Did I get the term right? Under extreme circumstances, the courts may, when the basic conditions have been fulfilled, try persons who present a significant risk to the public security of Nuova Volsinii in absentia.
The most important matter at hand is to bring the situation under control, to ensure the safety of the citizens and the smooth progress of Carnevale.
That's what I'm here for, Your Honor. Deliver your judgment and the truckers' union will carry it out.
Is that so? This list of names that you gave me... It's a little too detailed, Irene. Venezia, Saluzzo, Medici, Leotti, Genovese... Are all of these familia on the square outside?
Nobody on this list is innocent, Your Honor.
If emergency judicial procedures are activated, once I sign this verdict, everyone on this list becomes an outlaw under the new Urban Management Act. By law, anyone may apprehend, even execute them at their own discretion, without legal consequence. The present situation is not enough for me to justify such a measure.
But they're here for you, Lavinia, and they're not coming with good intentions.
That may be true, Irene, but what intentions are you coming here with? Why have you surrounded the courthouse with all these trucks? Is it to protect a friend, or to take the opportunity to solve all the problems you're facing?
When you came to the camp yesterday, I was trying to find Summer's body. Thank you for remembering him. Yes, he's dead. I mobilized a lot of people, but we never found his body. I don't know who killed him, but I know he or she is out there, in the darkness below. It's not any one man or woman who killed him. It's a shadow that has always hung above our heads, one that has continued to stalk us even after coming to this new city. I want the murderers to get the punishment they deserve. I want to protect the rest of them and prevent the same fate from befalling anyone else. That's my intention, Your Honor. I should go. They're not used to this kind of stuff. I got to be by their side. I know it's a lot to take in at all once, and you need time to process. I'll make sure you're not disturbed. But don't take too long.
What's going on? An ambush? Did City Hall know about our plans? I saw their leader go into the courthouse. She must have gone to see that judge.
What you scared of? It's trucks, not tanks. The government's so scared they have to hide behind a bunch of truckers. Forget them. We're going in.
Irene, what do we do?
Give her some time. Signore, signori, I know who you are, and I know what you're planning. I suggest you go no further.
It's quite a scene. I never imagined there would be a festival in Siracusa like this, where everybody is part of it.
It's because the city belongs to all of them.
Tell me, Leon, in those grand dreams of yours, how many cities like this will there be in Siracusa? You're quiet. It's not like you.
Just thinking about whether I should give you an actual figure or just say all of Siracusa. If Nuova Volsinii is the only place where this legal system, this new order without the famiglia exists, then it will be nothing but a lonely island in the ocean. This is something that Lavinia and I have taken to heart. One lonely island in a swamp matters little. Before that, though, I must demonstrate to Signora Sicilia that this is possible in Siracusa.
How many people, how many things will you leave behind in the process? You haven't changed one bit, Leon. You're firm, unwavering, and very talkative when you talk about your dreams. But I'm not interested in engaging in a philosophical debate about the future of Siracusa here with you. In the past few months, City Hall has rejected all applications by businesses associated with the Bolognas. You're behind it, aren't you?
I won't deny it.
I can understand why you did it. You wanted to separate yourself from the past, to demonstrate the purity of City Hall. Who's the one who hasn't let the Familia go? You remember how some associates of the Familia chose to stay 1 year ago, even after most left because of what the old man did? What you don't know is that, as we discussed where we would go from there was unanimous agreement from the remaining associates to keep the Bologna name. Even if the name put a target on our backs for the other Familia, for all of our enemies, and gave us trouble after trouble. Even if it forced us to seek new opportunities in Nuova Volsinii. They don't regret it. They had lived together, fought together, and bled together under the Bologna name, carved out our own bit of turf together, earned the respect of everyone together. Not even the betrayal of the Don and his heir could shake this sense of belonging. You and the Don wanted to do away with the old and bring in the new, to change this country from the foundation. How admirable, how determined. But isn't it a little cruel if there is no room in your great ambitions for the fratelli, who have had your back all this time, who had gone through hell and high water with you? They respect you, Leon, but they're also
disappointed.
Yes, disappointed. You knew. How cold of you, Leontuzzo. If Nuova Volsinii rejects purely because the mayor was once the heir of Bologna, because of the potential backlash that permitting the entry of Bologna business might bring, the problem can be solved by taking you out of the equation. Your men are in place nearby. The railway crowd pays no heed to us. It's not hard for you. Barely an inconvenience. I said a year ago that I am responsible to those left behind. I had intended to tell you this that night at the restaurant. I had to push it back for a few days. I didn't have anything to do with your accident, Signor Mayor, but I will not hesitate to get you out of our way, if you become an obstacle to us. I believe it. You were never the joking type. So... What's that sound? An even bigger float. Did the City Hall plan a surprise for the parade?
I don't know how many of you are skulking out there tonight, but I can tell you pretty much every driver for the guild is here, be it full members or temporary contractors.
Strength in numbers, she says. What's next? You'll want a spanner from the trunk or something. I'll tell you what. Get out of my sight right this instant, all of you, and I'll pretend I didn't see you tonight.
I never thought we could stop you through strength of numbers alone. A bunch of haulers who could hardly hold their own in a drunken brawl, much less fight to the death. Life's already hard enough. There's too much in life that we have to give up. You've proven one thing. The famiglia will never give a second thought about us. Not then, not now, not ever. Continue to cover, and all we'll continue to see is blood. Our own, our friends', or our families'.
It's been a full 10 minutes. Can you reach Campino?
No, I ain't getting through it all. Something's not right. The land ships should have reached the rendezvous point and made port, and the convoys should have been on their way already, but there's no movement at the docks at all.
Are you going to listen to the driver talk until morning, Capone?
They're just a bunch of haulers, Antonio. Are you sure?
They're in the way, Capone.
What's going on? Feels like the whole plate is shaking. It came from the direction of the port.
Hey, that way... That's our land ship, right?
A balloon escapes the threat that bound it and rises into the air for a dozen seconds, until it comes to an abrupt end when it meets a corner at the top of a massive object. It is a custom-built cargo land ship. A massive vehicle that travels from city to city, its enormous resilient hull able to protect massive amounts of cargo from catastrophes and hazardous terrain. It is not an object that one would expect to see inside a city. But it has forced its way into Nuova Volsinii by brute force, its tracks crushing the ground underneath it, sending gravel flying. It tears buildings apart like paper as it brushes past them, and the resultant rubble falls from the sky like a rain of stone. It shows no sign of stopping even as it enters the square, casually brushing aside the trucks that surround the courthouse, while mafioso and truck drivers alike scatter, fleeing for their lives. Finally, slowly, the land ship comes to a rumbling halt. That was when they noticed that there are ribbons and balloons all over this behemoth of steel, meant to roam the wilderness. It is here for the festival.
Ciao! Why so serious, wolf pups? It's Carnevale, a time to celebrate and party!
Be it admonishment or taunt, all could hear the voice coming from the deck of the land ship. The White Wolf removes her mask. No one can take their eyes off her. Beams from spotlights sweep away the darkness around her. The tactful night breeze brushes open the bright red on her shoulder. The best tailor in Siracusa has weaved roses and blood into the dress of the White Wolf, equally at home on stage or in the wilds. Seemingly satisfied at the reaction of the audience of mafioso and truck drivers, Lappland delivers her brightest smile and takes a graceful bow.
Shall we dance? Fall behind, lose your tail. Well, why aren't you standing there like a bunch of statues? The least you could do is blow a kiss or two. This is the final stop of the Night of Wonders. What are you doing if you're not welcoming the parade with the grandest show of them all? Oh, I see. Most of you are still empty-handed. My bad, my bad. A game has got to be fair, and a performance has got to be grand. Thankfully, someone has prepared the props ahead of time.
Music begins to play, and Lappland puts her foot forward to the rhythm, acting like she owns the place. She kicks the box after box off the deck, all the while she never stops talking. The boxes break apart in midair, sending their contents scattered across the plaza. Arts units, guns, staves, crossbows, or Originium explosives. It is a rain of weapons that falls everywhere. All one has to do is stretch out their hand to pick up the raindrops.
Don't be shy, don't be shy. It's what you've been waiting for. What you've been looking for, isn't it? No rush, no hurry. There's plenty for everybody. The night is young, Nuova Volsinii.
The White Wolf of Saluzzo has hijacked our landship. Is this Alberto's doing? No, the use of the landship was a last-minute decision. Alberto hasn't shown any sign of intervening, other than the two of us butting heads on the matter of the truckers' union. What is that Lappland thinking? She's not doing this just for fun, is she?
Still going through the Campino.
You better pray he's still alive. No need to be anxious. Lappland just spared us the effort of delivering the weapons to the square. Other than the commotion being a little bigger than expected, things are going largely according to plan. I'm going to the docks. Lappland is just one lupo. Even if something did happen at the Nuova Volsinii port, there will be enough time to deal with it. You take care of things here at Court Square. Get the guys from adjacent districts to come over towards Court Square, take inventory, and make sure the goods are delivered properly. The city's brain and heart is what's really important. Once that's under control, everything else will fall into place.
You got it. I had the boys clear a path that takes you away from the parade and cops, so that you can get to Nuova Volsinii port in the shortest amount of time. The route has been sent to your terminal.
I'm on my way. Capone? Wasn't easy to get you out of the shadows, boss. Is betrayal a proud Sicilian tradition too? Who are you wagging your tail to? City Hall, Saluzzo, or one of the other famiglia that's trying to take advantage of the situation in the city? Oh, just putting you in touch with somebody who wanted to meet you. Antonio hears footsteps behind him. He turns around and sees the familiar figure at the end of the alley, walking slowly towards him. As for your question, you weren't such a bad boss, you know. Temperamental but sharp. I actually felt pretty guilty when that crazy Lappland came knocking. But I don't feel that way now. Thanks for that one. The Familia got 100 ways to deal with enemies and traitors. Cut their tongues, slit their throats, bury them alive with their families. We're villains through and through, and there ain't much we wouldn't do. But no Familia would raise a hand against honest folk who paid their protection money. What? Times may change, but there are some rules in Siracusa that never do. I guess, when all's said and done, you're still a Bolivarian, Antonio.
That was quick.
You need to get your news faster. I was waiting nearby all this time. Still, thank you.
If you wanna thank someone, thank Lappland. Not that I got any clue what she's planning.
If I got a chance.
Need a hand?
You can go.
Ingrid.
Texa stands on the roof of one of the administrative buildings. She came here from the courthouse's rooftop. The night wind rustles her clothes. She tries to keep herself pressed against the fence as she moves towards her mark, ignoring the commotion on the ground. That landship, it's registered with Venezia trucking. They secretly brought an entire ship full of weapons. It's no longer a secret. Lappland's actions threaten to cause the situation to spiral out of control. Maybe that's what she wants. Never expect an attention-seeking lone wolf to act rationally. It's not me that Lappland is after this time. I'm concerned that she might not stop at this. She once said that all of Siracusa is her enemy. Go, Texas. But you'll be by yourself. Not much we can do here, trapped in the courthouse. The best we can do is to neutralize potential risks as best as we can. Both Venezia and the Truckers Union are here for me. That's why I must stay. Besides, I can't really move like you do. I don't think Irene intends to do anything to me. For the time being, at least. As for Lappland, leave her to me. The landships tore up the ground, the square is in mayhem, and the courthouse's door is blocked. How will you get to her?
Texa suddenly misses her friends at Penguin Logistics. Croissant will bash a path through the chaotic crowd with her shield. Exia would probably come up with something even more outlandish. Texa takes one look to estimate a direction. She takes a deep breath and takes a leap of faith.
What a dramatic entrance, Texas! What, not happy that I stole the show? Why would I be, when you're so eager to come and see me? Did you break your leg? Do you need a doctor? Well, it's not like a doctor could get here in this mess. Just find a place and sit down. Sit where? You've turned the deck into a stage? Did you seriously get this custom made just for this? It's the Carnevale after all. Looks better than what you're wearing, doesn't it? Hey, Gambino! Have you given out all the candy?
There's a little left in the hold.
Go deal with that candy thief in the hold. I think he came up with you. Leave the front row seats for me and Texas.
Look, the poor child. The box cracked next to him, and a whole box of weapons spilled into his arms. See how he stares with mouth agape. Does he not know how it works? The ones in the masks have seen him. He raises the gun in his hand by instinct. Well, finally talking, Kaiser. What did you think? It's not just I who didn't want to speak. And yes, Vargo, we were ready to rip your throat out until your little pup showed up. Is this what that Lappland wanted to show us? Only a little better than those colorful streets and flippant fireworks. Does the human game refer to how those humans still refuse to remove their absurd masks
and show their true face. Is this worth all the Signore de Lupi gathering here tonight?
Are you anxious, Caesar?
Well, Vargo is the one who should be anxious right now. Thanks to your help, Red should be paying a visit to the Tailor de Montano as we speak.
I am ashamed of you, Zaro. Is that an emotion worthy of the Signore de Lupi, Vargo? Besides, you were the one who broke the rules first. You interfered directly in the game. The killer that you had the Higashi dog find attacked the fangs of Caesar and Agnes in public.
There have been too many irregularities in this round. And yes, Vargo, it is a position shared by many, more than one kindred. The game itself must be reviewed. But the wolves that lay lazily upon the deck suddenly spring up. With Caesar, the Signore de Lupi surround Vargo and Agnes, shifting and crouching while bellowing belligerently. If not for the night wind that drowned out the sound of the Signore de Lupi's hunt, those on the ground would have been overwhelmed by terror beyond phantoming.
Well, after all these years, we're going back from using our little fangs.
Shut up, Zaro. The last 3 fangs have revealed themselves. The Signore de Lupi shall stay here until this round is decided, and shall not intervene in any manner. Any in violation shall be exiled from the pack, and be punished in the most cruel way for eternity. The pack has spoken.
Let us watch with patience. We will see if the human game is truly so much more interesting, as Lappland said.
Vargo?
Didn't nobody tell you that by the rules of Siracusa, sneaking onto somebody else's turf gets your leg cut off at the knee? Now get out of those boxes and go sit in a corner.
It's you who should sit down, big guy.
Oh, it's you, the little de Montano tailor. So after I spared your life, you tailed me to the Nuova Volsinii port and sneaked onto this landship? You got talent on this front, I'll give you that.
I wouldn't have known that you were smuggling so much weapons into the city if I didn't. What's Venezia Jr. planning?
What do you think?
Have you any idea how many people will die?
Didn't you want to join a famiglia and become somebody? Never thought about what this somebody had to do to get there.
Nona was right. A somebody like you keeps ordering new clothes because they keep getting soaked in blood. You're no big shot. Nona's too good for people like you.
If I was you, I'd listen to my Nona, swallow my tears, and learn how to sew buttons.
I won't let you.
Who's gonna stop me? You?
Get back!
Lucino kicks up on a plank. Red sewing threads nimbly weave through it, with Lucino holding the end. Explosives? You learned that from the movies.
All the original explosives are connected by this thread. All you need to do is pull it, and these weapons will burn to ash.
You know what's gonna burn to ash? You. Or you give up that dream of becoming a familia somebody. Decided to be a hero who teaches the familia a lesson. Sure, the headlines will be talking about the young hero Lucino who saved Nuova Volsinii. Maybe you'll get a medal from the mayor. You won't be that little tailor anymore. Everyone will tip their hats when they see you on the streets. That's enough, pup. I don't got the time to play what I wanna be when I grow up with you.
I don't need that.
What are you talking about?
I caused trouble, I'll deal with it myself. Nobody needs to know. Lucino de Montano once spent his entire life as a nobody. Maybe I'll never be more than a tailor, but right now, I don't think so. And I don't like the way you were talking, big guy. Don't look down on tailors. You don't know what we can do with a needle and a thread.
You know, kid, I'm starting to like you. You remind me of me when I was a pup.
Huh?
Two things was common knowledge by the time I got old enough to know my own name. Sicilia is the oldest famiglia in Siracusa, and it ain't around no more because of Signora Sicilia. All who tried to curry favor with Signora Sicilia came up empty, and all who tried to revive the familia were banished. The name Sicilian was a big fat joke. But it became my label without my say-so, just like how everyone calls you Little Tailor. That's why I told myself I was gonna be somebody. All Syracuse is gonna know the name of Gambino Ricci the Sicilian.
And how'd that go?
Didn't go. If you just want Svenezia Jr. to suffer, he's suffering enough right now. The ship ain't under his control. You're bugging up the wrong tree, kid. See that crazy bitch on the deck? Stay clear of her. She's trouble.
You think I'd believe...
I'm just too young, thought Lucino when it happened. Gambino had been drawing closer and closer. Even worse, Lucino had accidentally snapped the thread in his panic. But there was no explosion. Nothing. Everything was obscured by fog. The next instant, he saw Gambino floating in mid-air. Then he finds himself in mid-air too, falling off the land ship and heading straight toward the ground. He seems to hear a faint sigh.
Katsu! What is wrong with that white wolf? What is she doing? Form up and pick up the weapons. Have the guys nearby join up here. Get a group to board that land ship. It belongs to us.
Gotcha!
Stop right there. Irene orders. Nobody gets through.
Merda! When will these haulers learn to give up?
Well, looks like we won't be disturbed for a while. What's the look on your face? I was expecting more gratitude for exposing a familia plot to bring violence back to Nuova Volsinii. Maybe even a medal.
Like this? This is not Samhain in Lungmen, Lappland, and those arts units and explosives aren't handies. Hundreds of mafiosi are trying to take over the courthouse and city hall, and there are many out there in that revelry who want to see things get worse. You know what this means as well as I do.
That familia haven't changed their ways and decided another civil disorder? Then Nuova Volsinii isn't really any different from the other 22 nomadic cities in Siracusa. Or that Carnevale is finally living up to its name?
There are almost 1,000 truck drivers on the square. The mafiosi are picking up the weapons, and those ordinary folk have to do the same in order to protect themselves.
Why did you decide to come down from the sky, Texas? Who blocked the courthouse doors? The mafiosi are not the only ones wearing masks on this square. Familia Venezia has been plotting to take over the city with these weapons. You needed to discover their plot. Those drivers needed to protect themselves. All I did was bring out into the open what everybody wanted. You know how much I hate chess players. I prefer to put my foot down on the chessboard. Tonight is Carnevale. It is a time to review the progress that this new city has made in the past year. Everyone has the right to express their views and their demands about it, don't they? Candy alone isn't enough to make everybody happy. Look over there. No rush, Texas. I know you have a lot of questions, but why don't we make a bet first? Not interested. I'll take that as a yes. You were always more alert, more vigilant than anyone. You never claimed to have high and lofty ideals, but you have a funny way of ending up on whichever side stood for justice, whether in Yan or Siracusa. The time now is 11:30. The parade procession will arrive at Court Square in 15 minutes. Who do you think will fire the first shot? Will hundreds of thousands of Nuova Volsinians see two groups lining the streets to welcome them in perfect peace and harmony? Or will they see the streets run red with blood and bring this truly Siracusan festival to a climax? I've seen the weather forecast. Clear skies are expected tonight. There will be no rain to wash away the blood.
Right then, what a show, what a spectacle, what a performance. God, this stage had quite a lot of flair, from the very serious tension then to Lappland just, one-upping herself from technically in the timeline a year ago, with instead of a year ago in Il Siracusano, not actual release year, I'm talking about in-game years. A year ago in Il Siracusano, rushing with a truck through a wall of the courthouse. Now she brought an entire land ship. At least she didn't crash it into the courthouse. At least she didn't do that. Yet? I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Otherwise, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. But yeah, what a spectacle. From super tension to, there's about to be blood to, here's Lappland. And yeah, by the way, the title of this stage. If by this point in the story, it wasn't already clear that both Gambino and Capone are gonna be working with Lappland at a certain point, like full-time working with her, the title of this stage is pretty much a giveaway. For multiple reasons, but mostly because it's called Wolf and Wolfpack, which is, literally the title of the one story from To Be Continued, which covered that whole thing. So it's kind of like a callback as well on top of it. It's a bit slightly different title, of course. The other one being Wolf and Wolfpack. This is The Wolf and the Pack. Still, pretty much kind of like the dead giveaway at the very end. But yeah, of course those two are working with Lappland. Of course they are. They're shitting their pants when she's present. But yeah, funny. And the literal red herring in the previous stage and cutscene with the whole discussion between Ingrid and Umberto, where she was polishing her sword, and the way Umberto was talking, it kind of leaves you with the impression of oh, is he the one? Was he the one trying to assassinate the Don back then, and in the whole confusion injured Lisa? Nope, she's going after Antonio's ass. It was Antonio. It was already hinted at being that is probably Antonio, the way she was talking to him earlier when they were at the Venezia estate. But yeah, this is pretty much the giveaway of unless they pull a fast one in the next scenes. Haven't seen those yet, of course. This is kind of the pure giveaway that yeah, it's been Antonio. Also, I gotta give it to Capone and Gambino here again because of the whole shtick of Well, we are bad guys. We know we are bad guys, but we still have rules, buddy. We still have rules, and you're just a wet dog. Yeah. Antonio's being a bit of an idiot. A bit is an understatement. But yeah, stuff is in position, and I guess next time we're gonna see how the story ends and what the big finale is. And how long the last 3 cutscenes are gonna be, my god. But we'll see about that next time. I'm excited to read the rest of the story. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I will be recording the last parts pretty much a day after this goes live, so you guys will not be waiting too long for it. And pretty much gonna be in time for the ending of the event runtime as well, probably. So yeah, hopefully you are looking forward to the rest of the story, as am I. And we'll see what it brings us and what it presents us with. Outside of that, I completely also neglected to say, Leon being awake and everything is great. Completely forgot for a moment. I mean, in my defense, I was recording cutscenes yesterday and I'm recording these little parts today, so you know, some stuff always escapes me. But yeah, anyway, Leon is awake. He's going around with the Metri, and the Metri is being a bit let me test the waters here kind of deal. Very much tension there between those two. Trouble in Yaoi Town, I guess. Anyway, with that, sorry, not sorry. But yeah, anyway, with that said, thank you guys very much. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, next time we're gonna finish this story and see how it ends. Until then, if you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like. It will help out a lot. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And of course, if you wanna support me more directly, memberships are open. No video will be behind a membership. It's purely there for support. Multiple memberships as well open. Thank you very much to all the members already doing so. Much appreciated, and helping out a lot, trust me. And yeah, hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are. And I will see you in the next one and the finale one. So yeah, bye-bye.
Hey, Big Mouth, over here. This will shut you up.
Oh god, yeah, the squad is here. Or all the Beast Lord aristocrats are here.
Hey, Fatso, stop stuffing that pie in my mouth. Yep.
Pie. Oh god. Of course, this little crazy ass would love pineapple pizza. Oh god. Yes, you know what, Emperor? Good on you. Shove this pineapple pizza into his mouth. Shove it into his mouth. This is the one character that deserves pineapple pizza. To anybody who likes pineapple pizza, enjoy it, but nah. Nah. I shouldn't have listened to your tall tales and come here. You again? Oh no! Wait, is he sleepwalking? Oh god, I forgot about you. Oh god. This crazy chick. She got an even bigger truck. Well, this is a repeat, ain't it?